Before we calculate two-sided and one-sided p-values for Fisher's exact test, let's review formula for calculating probability for a specific scenario. Numerator are factorial of 35, 5, 10, 30. If you look at the table, 35, 5, 10, 30 are the margins of the table. Denominator is a factorial 40, which is the total number, and a factorial of numbers inside the table, 7, 3, 28, and 2. If we go through the calculations, the probability for this specific scenario is roughly equal to 0.07933303. We can use the same formula to calculate the probabilities for the rest of the scenarios. Probability for scenario 1, probability for scenario 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you take 5 seconds to go through each probability, which is color-coded, probability in blue for scenario 3 indicates it's the probability for the observed scenario. Probability in red for scenario 2 indicates the probability larger than the probability of the observed scenario. Probability in green for scenario 4, 5, 6, and in orange for scenario 1 are the probability smaller than the probability of the observed scenario. We can plot these 6 probabilities into a graph. The blue cycle is the probability for the observed scenario. The red triangle is the probability larger than the probability of the observed scenario. The gray cycle are the probability smaller than the probability of the observed scenario and in the same side. Orange rectangle is the probability smaller than the probability of the observed scenario, but in the opposite side of the observed scenario. Two-sided Fisher's exact test p-value. We add a blue probability, which is probability for the observed scenario. And we add 3 gray probabilities, which are the probability smaller than the probability of the observed scenarios and in the same side as the observed scenario. We add orange probability, which is the probability smaller than the probability of the observed one, but in the opposite side of the observed scenario. In total, it's roughly equal to 0.584 for one-sided Fisher's exact test p-value. We all add blue probability and 3 gray probability. It's roughly equal to 0.367. Conclusions based on Fisher's exact test. Non-hypothesis, 2 groups are independent. Alternative hypothesis, 2 groups are dependent. Two-sided p-value, we add a blue probability, gray probability, and orange probability. It's roughly equal to 0.584, which is larger than 0.05, indicates it's not significant at 0.05 level. Therefore, we cannot reject the non-hypothesis. This is the end of this video. See you next one.